Let's get it on.
President Bush won both of his terms with the broad support of evangelicals and conservative Christian voters, but in a recent interview, he says that he doesn't take the Bible literally.
He says it's probably not literally true.
It's raised more than a few eyebrows in the last couple of days, as you can imagine. Here in CBN, Christian Broadcasting Network correspondent David Brody. David, good to see you this morning. Let's listen to a little bit about what the president said.
Is it literally true, the Bible? Is it literally true, the Bible?
Probably not. The idea that I know I'm not a literalist, but I think you can learn a lot from it. Probably not. But I think you can learn a lot from it.
Is it literally true, the Bible? Probably not. Are you surprised?
Well, sure, and I think a lot of social conservative evangelicals are surprised, probably grabbing the smelling salts.
It's just the way the game's played these days.
As we speak, trying to revive them from the floor. I mean, also it was the way he said it. Probably not, as in, well, hello, it's the Holy Bible. It's interesting, John, though, that he always had the Jesus story, though, and that has been the crucial aspect to all of this. Barack Obama had the Jesus story.
I felt that I heard God's Spirit beckoning me. I submitted myself to his will.
And John McCain not only didn't want to talk about anything that had to do with Jesus, but he didn't even want to bring up faith at all. And that would make a difference in this campaign, and it helped George Bush a while back. So now we're getting into a little bit more of the details. The devil, if you will, is in the details. And so
I don't want to get into the details of this point.
Radio host Bill Cunningham creating some controversy during the presidential campaign with his repeated reference to Barack Obama's middle name. Obama says he plans to deliver a major speech in an Islamic capital as part of his administration's effort to repair America's relations with the Muslim world.
Barack Hussein Obama will use his full name when he takes the oath of office on January the 20th. The president-elect told the Chicago Tribune newspaper, "I think the tradition is they use all three names, and I will follow the tradition," he said. "I'm not trying to make a statement one way or another. I'll do what everybody else does."
Deliver a major speech in an Islamic capital.
The president-elect wants to rebuild bridges with the Muslim world.
I can't trust Obama. I have read about him, and he's an Arab. He's an Arab.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Former Secretary of State Colin Powell objected, saying Obama is not a Muslim, and so what if he was?
Sort of throw in this little Muslim connection.
He's an Arab. He's an Arab.
You know, he's a Muslim and a good terrorist. And it was taking root.
Well, we like Mr. Obama, and we hope he wins the election.
That kind of negativity troubles me. Fuels conspiracy theories.
President-elect is a Christian, but said he wants to reach out to the Muslim world and reboot America's image there. Analysts say the world's 1.3 billion Muslims want reassurance that the U.S.-led war on terror is not a war on Islam.
Islam is an anti-Christ religion that intends through violence to conquer the world.
Obama's victory already has sent a message. He says it's probably not literally true.
Is it literally true, the Bible? Probably not. Are you surprised?
The insurance giant have a connection to terrorists that they don't want you to know about.
Scare us a little bit. How is AIG tied up with this?
AIG is, of course, the company that we now have $150 billion of taxpayer money in. It is a huge insurance company. The Treasury Department felt we needed to prop it up. It has a subsidiary called Takaful Insurance, which sells insurance products that are deemed by Sharia authorities, Islamic scholars and the like, to be Sharia compliant. What's Sharia? Sharia, of course, is the program that these Islamic authorities want to impose on all of us. It has such wonderful characteristics as floggings and beheadings and stonings and mutilation. As taxpayers, we're now owning a company that is promoting this concept, legitimating this concept, and yes, it is tied to terror. Ultimately, the purpose of Sharia is to bring about a global theocracy. Jihad of two kinds, the violent kind and the stealthy, nonviolent kind, are being used to bring that about. And to the extent that companies like AIG are endorsing this idea through products that they're selling, they're, I'm afraid, tied to activities we don't want to do. And now that we own it, it's unconstitutional. Because under our laws, you can't do that.
Except for you. Is anyone paying attention? The right people that they're supposed to be looking at?
People are beginning to pay attention, but the U.S. government is unfortunately not among them. The U.S. government is, to the contrary, actually encouraging Sharia-compliant activities in the financial sector and now in this. It is unconstitutional, as well as contrary to the national interest, to be promoting a program that involves the destruction of the United States government.
Yes, I got to tell you, sometimes I sit here and I watch the news and I think, I'm watching the destruction of my own country by people who are supposed to be protecting us.
Obama is not a Muslim, and so what if he was?